Listen, this life is so temporary. Like yesterday, we were literally studying the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 3, and I was just talking about a time for everything, a time for life, a time for death. You know, how seasons are going to change. That, and truly, it's just basically saying that nothing lasts forever. With every fleeting moment, enjoy the moments that you have because you're not here forever. Holding those grudges, bearing unforgiveness, it's just giving space for bitterness and pain. You know, you're not here forever. So why use the short time that you have here on earth to bear unforgiveness, to carry bitterness? Like, this life is so temporary. Like, you can die today and that'll be it. People speak about you probably like maybe for a week, and after that you're forgotten about memory. And you want to spend your time on this earth with purpose. That's why living a life of purpose in alignment to the will of God is just so important, because you don't actually have all the time that you think you have. Time is so limited. And until you come to a realization of how limited time is, you're going to be wasting time on things that have no value. Like, I think a lot of us need to understand how temporary this life is. Living a life of purpose is so important, because what is the point of living a mediocre life only to regret it years down the line? When you speak to an older person, the advice that I always hear is, I wish I made good use of the time that I had when I was younger, or I wish I went ahead and chased the dreams, because I felt like I was too scared to take risks. And that has caused me a lot, because I feel like I've missed out on a life that I could have lived because I was scared to take a risk or scared to be bold. Rise up and be bold with it. Like, at this point in life, yeah, when you come to an understanding of how temporary life is, there is no time to be sitting on the sidelines waiting for things to happen. You need to liaise with God, walk with God, and pray, walk in alignment to the will of God, because this life is too temporary to live any other way. You can watch other people, they say you only live once, so they want to be there reckless rubbish. Now you're young, before you know you're 80 years old, and you're sitting there thinking, what have I used the time that I had? What have I used it for? And that's when regret builds up. Listen, don't sit there. Don't allow future you to regret the choices that you're making today. If you're making a choice, make a good choice, because you're not here forever.